All right, well, it's week one. The Buffalo Rams game was a good first half, and we both got them
Yeah,
right. So we're both off
not
to
what everybody,
a perfect record,
not what
which is
everybody thought,
awesome.
not what everybody thought what they were going to get out of the Rams. A couple people were a bit sour about that,
I mean, Allen
but
Robinson played like 62 snaps, and he only had 2 targets. Like, what was he doing?
yeah,
Like, that's
not
crazy.
yeah. I think they're going to miss the familiar faces that are no longer there.
Yeah, too
They
much
one
turnover from that team in the offseason, I feel like.
a lot of it, but you know what can you do? It's a Super Bowl hangover possibly for the old Rams there.
But normally
So
it's the loser that has the hangover. In this case, it's the winner. However, Stafford had that arm injury or elbow injury, and so he had surgery and he was rehabbing all offseason. He didn't play in the preseason. This is the preseason for him, so he's
we'll
probably
give them
gonna be
that.
rusty for three more games probably. And Junzi was already saying that he wanted to cut Allen Robinson, and I was like,
Huh.
you know what, like. The season started, like I'm not telling you anything. Like we're competitors now, but I wouldn't do that. It's too early to do that. After week 3 or 4, if he's still doing 2 targets, then fine. But
I'm knowing Gingy, I'm surprised he didn't cut him right before the game.
yeah, well, he didn't even want to start him, but he did, and I was like, dude, you even told me you had the feeling that he wasn't gonna do anything, and you started him. Like, what are you thinking? But anyway, 1-0. This is probably gonna be the only time that we're gonna be 100%. Because come Sunday, we're probably gonna start getting some wrong. So congratulations on being perfect so far.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. But let's go on to the Saints and Falcons. I mean, Saints are a much better team across the board. The Falcons are probably bottom five. Um,
Yeah.
it's the
To be
Saints. Yeah, it's the Saints. This is one of the easier ones to pick. But could there be an upset? What's the upset factor of this game? I would say it's like very minimal.
um I would have to see Mariota be better, I think, than he's ever been for any team for that to happen. Even because he's facing the strong suit that is the Saints, the defense. Like they may not have Breeze anymore, but the defense is still nasty time. So
And Kamara's
I
still
think this will
there.
be
They maybe get Michael Thomas back. They added Olave. They added uh, what's his name, Jarvis. Like this offense is potent. Oh, and don't
I'm not
forget
saying the
Taysom Hill
offense
running around
is
playing
bad.
all kinds of positions.
I'm not saying the offense is bad, but the defense is what keeps them
Yeah,
looking solid in games
yeah,
most of.
that's an easy
But
one.
yeah, I think it's an easy one too. I'm going Saints as well.
All right, who do you have? Cleveland at uh, Carolina.
Cleveland at Carolina. That's going to be kind of a bitter matchup with old Baker immediately playing his old team.
Yeah,
Like
revenge
not even
game.
yeah, an immediate revenge game. So
He's
I
gonna be
mean,
hyped.
he's going to be hyped, and I think he's going to play better if for any game this one against his old bosses, and they're at home. So I'm going to go Carolina on this one.
Yeah,
I think that Cleveland will give a good running game effort, and they'll definitely look threatening, but they'll probably stall or falter on stupid shit like they tend to do. So I'm going Carolina myself. How about you?
yeah. Well, McCaffrey's healthy. I mean, whether or not he makes it through the whole game, who knows? But he's healthy, and when he's healthy, he changes that team. They
Yep.
become a very good team with him healthy. And so for at least one game, they're going to be dominant. I don't think the Browns have a chance. I think Baker lights it up. and I think he's gonna. He realizes like, oh, I have McCaffrey. Like, I need to give him the ball. Like, I don't think Baker's the type of guy that's gonna be like, oh, I don't want to throw it to him. There's some quarterbacks like that, but I think Baker will gladly give it to McCaffrey because he just let him do all the work. That's easy mode. Um,
Yeah.
but we're in agreement with it so far. This next one's kind of tough because I heard some news today that it could be a bad weather situation. San Francisco at Chicago. It could be rainy. It could be windy, and it could just spoil a bunch of people who have fantasy stock in these teams. But
I don't think I personally have any fantasy stock in either of these teams.
I have Fields and Lance in the dynasty league,
So,
and because
yeah,
I'm gonna check the weather in the morning, but because it could be a terrible, ugly game, I might have to start Davis Mills because those are my only options. For we start two in the dynasty league,
yeah.
so I have to start somebody, and if both of those are in the ugly game, I have to go with Mills.
Yeah.
He's my only other quarterback. Because I traded away Dak. So you know, Chicago, I think will be more improved this year without Nagy, and I think Fields is ready to take the next step. But I kind of feel like San Francisco is just a better team, and I think Lance is in the same boat. He didn't play as much as Fields, but I think he's ready to take the next step. And of course, they're gonna baby him. They're not gonna let him do too much.
Well,
But
and they got a million running backs on that team.
true. But is Kittle playing? That's a question. If Kittle doesn't play, that makes it harder for San Francisco. And this is kind of a wait and see for me. I'm picking San Francisco as of right now, but this is definitely a check in the morning situation, and I might tinker. I might tinker on this one. I might
Well,
switch to the Bears, but I'm leaning San Francisco as of right now.
I also am picking up the road dog on this, even though they're not the dog by you know percentages. But I still think Chicago does own a home field advantage against them, especially since you just told me they legitimately have like weather fucking concerns. So I got the 49ers winning this. I think that it's a good matchup of young quarterbacks, and I think you'll see flashes in the pan that are awesome. And just one's gonna, I think San Francisco will just come out like they'll have that extra drive or two that's going to take it over. I don't think Chicago will be complete garbage, but I think they're not going to be much more than like average Joe. And I could be wrong, but even though they did get rid of Nagy, I still think starting anew with a new guy isn't the easiest to do right away. It's not everybody can just slide in and be Bill Belichick. Sometimes you got to like be around and earn it with players. So yeah, I got San Francisco.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
my
a little sad because like this is a great matchup on paper.
but
The
it's
better teams
but
on
it's
the road, but it's the unfortunate thing is that if the weather is ugly, we don't get to see a good matchup here. Like it's just gonna be like probably a low scoring game, and that sucks. That really sucks. But all right, well, I mean, we're in agreement so far. The next one is Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. I
and
mean,
that's it's a
Cincinnati's
better game.
Cincinnati's better, I think, than
They
Pittsburgh.
are.
But
It,
Burrow didn't
it'll be a
play.
better.
Is he going to be rusty like Stafford because he didn't play?
Could be.
Possibly, and it could be. We could see the same thing. A very close game in the first half, and in the second half, somebody might take advantage of that. And I don't know. I mean, and it's not like Pittsburgh is ever a terrible team. They're always good. They're always right there.
They're well
Um,
coached.
yeah, Tomlin's easily like a top five coach. So, but even then, I mean, even without an appendix, I'm still gonna go with Joe Burrow. Cincinnati, that's who I'm picking.
Yeah, I'm going Cincy also. Um, I think they're pissed, or at least they're going to act pissed. Try to go look like the team that should have won the Super Bowl and start that tour because that's all they got. Like you can't hang your hat on much more. Like, oh, we got an AFC championship. You already had some of those.
Do they go back to the Super Bowl this year?
The Bengals.
Yep.
Uh, I mean, they could, but I see it being a lot harder this year because the AFC got it a lot harder. Multiple
Yeah.
teams from the AFC South alone, or not the AFC South, excuse me, the AFC
North.
North. Thank you.
Yeah. You know what we should do is we should do a like a prediction show where we predict all the awards and all the winners of each division and who goes to the Super Bowl and all that. Like we should probably do one of those. Maybe we should let a couple weeks go by first so we can get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah. Well,
But
we'll
that's an
we'll
idea
take
right
it.
there.
Yeah, it totally is.
All right, so the next one is Philadelphia at Detroit. Who you got?
I got Philly. Trying not to pick against all my divisional opponents, but it's kind of hard. Like I don't see. I got Philly. I think Jalen Hurts lights it on fire,
Yeah.
and I hope he does because I have him starting as QB. So,
Yeah, I mean,
and
I think the
I
Eagles
think
are ready to break out. I think Hurts is ready to break out. They have so many weapons. Their defense is great. Their offensive line is great. Like I think this is their division, and I think the lines got a little bit better, especially after watching Hard Knocks. Um,
yeah,
you can kind of see what's going on there, and they're definitely a better team than they were last year. I mean, they lost like I think it was 5 or 6 one-score games last year. They could have been a decent team last year. They just didn't have enough to finish. However, I don't think they can finish against the Eagles, even though they're at home. It's the Eagles. This is another easy one. Now
yeah.
this is a personal one for me. Indianapolis at Houston. I wanted to go to this game, and I actually we were gonna plan to go. I was gonna go with my dad, and then he changed his mind. We're gonna go in December to another one in December, but I think this is an upset. I mean, Houston, Lovey Smith
Houston could
was
up.
there last year, but Lovey Smith now he's the one in charge of everything. Pep Hamilton got promoted. It's a different scheme. Last year they were still using the Bill O'Brien offensive coordinator who before he got to Houston, he had never been an NFL coach. And guess where he is now? He's not in the NFL. Like
Yeah,
so now we have a real coordinator who has worked with guys like Andrew Luck and Josh Allen and all these other people. I think Mills is ready for a breakout. I think Mills could kind of be like a Kirk Cousins type of player. Maybe not this year, but I could see his
I
ceiling
mean,
being Kirk Cousins, which is
all,
a good
all the
quarterback.
statistics you've been sending me is what has made me continually think. And to be honest with you, I tentatively have the Colts winning right now, but this is a true. I may switch it at game time just because, for one, my heart for Houston because I do like to pick you guys, and we get to share in that too. But you've also taught me not to always pick with my heart. But
Yeah,
this one truly, like this is like the 50-50 shot. One of them this week for me.
yeah. This to me, this is one of the upsets that could happen. Like
Yep,
all
and
these other ones that we've gone through. I mean, could Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati? Sure. Could the Lions beat the Eagles? Well, I mean, if Hurts gets hurt, could the Bears pull off an upset at home in an ugly weather game? Sure. Like it's possible, but I think this one, I think the Texans are much improved, and their running game is going to be way better than last year. Last year they were 31st. Damian Pierce is I don't want to say the second coming of Arian Foster, but dude, that the dude looks good. And if he can run the way they're all saying he does in practice and the way he did in preseason, like their running game, they can go back to the days of Schaub. Like remember Schaub wasn't the greatest quarterback, but when they had a running game, you don't need the greatest quarterback. You just need a guy that can play, do well in play action. And that's what Pep
right.
Hamilton likes to do. He likes to run the ball, take chances in play action. This is an upset, and not only am I a Texans fan, but I truly think that they can do it. I think I think they're ready to start. Um,
This
The
will be
other
a
thing
this will
is
be a really
Leonard isn't playing. He's been ruled out. Their best player on defense is not gonna play. So
ha.
that makes it a lot easier for me to make this pick. Now, if
It
Leonard was
does.
out there tackling everybody, okay, that might be harder. But without Leonard, they're still a
Yeah,
scary team. The Colts are easily like a 9-win
they
team.
are. They, this is the Goliath of your division
Yeah,
because they made the most right moves.
right.
The Jaguars are the Jaguars,
I mean,
and
I think everybody can be good in this division, even though nobody's really like crazy good. Like even the Titans, like they kind of messed up
they
last year too. But
a little bit.
it's easy to be to have a lot of wins when you beat up on the Texans and the Jaguars. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's
four
easy
wins.
to have those wins like that. You get extra wins like that. Like it's kind of like with the Packers too. You guys are in a weak division and you get, I don't want to say easy wins, but it's like it's not as hard
That's the sad
like the
thing. Is
AFC
sometimes
West. Like dude, those are going to be good games.
it's when they're not easy wins is when everybody starts to fire away and be like, oh, yeah, well, what are you going to do when you get against the rest of Anyway, we can go down that rabbit hole later because we have a divisional game of mine to talk about
Yeah, well the
when we
next
get
one
there.
is New England at Miami. Who you got in this one?
Man, I I really like Miami. I think uh I think Tua's going to show off the new toys. I think the Patriots are going to make it a good game. I think they'll even have the lead. I think they'll take the lead at some point in the game and hold it. But I think Miami ultimately will squeeze it out. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I think Miami could have the upper like at least by 3.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a very good game. This might be one of the better games this week. They're evenly matched. And
Yes.
if Tua can make that next step, I mean he has way better weapons than Mac Jones. And Mac Jones didn't look very comfortable in the preseason. I think that might be because they don't really have an offensive coordinator and they don't really know what they're doing in that regard.
Nope.
I'm going with the Dolphins. I think yeah, I think the Dolphins are ready to win. And I mean, we're pretty much in agreement on all these. It's kind of crazy. The next one is Baltimore at the Jets. This one's pretty easy. I mean, Baltimore's with a healthy Lamar. I mean,
And
there's
he's coming.
yeah, like
He's coming.
there's no yeah,
He's going
he
to
wants
run.
that new contract, so he's gonna like try to ball
This,
out.
this, this very well could be like when I saw Virginia Tech in 2000 play Temple with Michael Vick, and he just like ran for like I don't know, like almost 200 yards probably on the ground. Lamar will probably do the same thing in this game.
But this is
I
also a
think.
revenge game. Joe Flacco is starting for the Jets because Zach Wilson is hurt. He got hurt in the preseason.
Ooh,
So this is another
that that
revenge
does,
game here.
that does make that a spicy meatball right there.
Yeah. Yeah, spicy meatball.
You want the spicy meatball, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not.
but even
I'm not.
then I don't think Flacco can do it. Um
I have to say this now, but I'm not picking the Jets until they win at least a like win a game and then look convincing in the very next game because they're
so
so like
okay, what if they beat Baltimore? Are you going to pick them
I
the
would
next game? Like is that the
no
that's it?
no no I still
You
wouldn't.
need more than one.
They would at least have to be either competitive and losing or had won that game.
Okay.
Then I'll think about it. Given their next opponent, think about it.
All right.
But
Yeah.
I don't see. I'm sorry, Robert Sala is a good guy, but I don't think he has the wagon circled for the old Jets.
They're probably a year away from competing, but
Yes, I agree.
you
They're
know,
getting players. They're getting better, but it's just not. It's not going to be right there yet for them.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is what it is.
and it's a tough matchup. Like, dude, defending
Yeah, dude.
Lamar is insane. Like that, like He's impossible to defend because he could just run all over the place.
If it were legal, they would just put linemen out there and him,
Right?
and they'd be like, "Why can't you stop us? You know what we're gonna do." But they do that anyway. It's like their tight end packages are like insane. They
Yeah.
have the coolest looking out of I think almost the whole league when it comes to tight end packages and how they line guys up. It's creative.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think we're both in agreement. Baltimore probably gonna put on a show.
Jacksonville at Washington. The
Ooh,
commies.
this is a good one because we all get to see Kami Carson for the first time trotting out in poop stadium galore, known as FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
And don't you
Near
have Carson Wentz in the Dynasty League?
I do.
You do. You're not starting him
I
though,
do.
right?
Hell no, I'm gonna watch what he does.
It's like he's gonna ride
I,
my bench all season,
hey,
except for the
I
bye
got
week.
I got Scary Terry. I need him to at least hit Scary Terry like 10 to 20 times a game.
I have him in my money league too, so I'll be right with you there. But I am picking the Jaguars. I think this. Oh, I don't know who's favored, but I think this is. I think the Commanders are probably favored, but I think this is an upset right here. I think the Jaguars could beat the
Well,
Commanders.
I'm I'm picking the Commanders for hometown, whatever. Um, New name, new quarterback. Everybody now knows that the owner's a dick. You know, I'll show him a little love this week. My better half, and when I say that, not my wife, but like my better half inside my brain that says he probably shouldn't do that.
Is the left hemisphere or the right hemisphere
The better
the
half.
better half?
That would have to be the right because technically the left is supposed to be the evil side.
Okay. All right. So this is our first disagreement. Uh oh.
Yeah,
Um.
this is a
Someone
good
won't
one
be
right there.
perfect, cause yeah, someone's
That's
gonna get
right.
this one wrong, unless one of us tinkers in the morning. But the next one
Oh
is
yeah,
New York Giants at Tennessee. I mean, Dayball, I
I
think
think
is a
it's
good coordinator, but I don't know what he can
same
do with Daniel Jones.
same same statement applies from one New York team to the next.
Yeah.
I'm not picking them until they show me I should.
Right.
I don't care that they have Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to be great. I
Like
think he's going to have
that's the one thing.
all.
If they feature Barkley the right way, he's kind of in that same mold of McCaffrey, where he can change shit. However, I don't know. I don't know if they can do it in the first game, especially against Tennessee in Tennessee. I mean, that's a pretty daunting task right there. I think it's Tennessee easily.
Yeah, I agree. Tennessee all the way.
All right, Kansas City at Arizona. Who you got?
This is a good. This is a better one than what's right here on the screen in front of me for sure. Um, I do think that the Chiefs' offense is better than the now somewhat like different Cardinals defense. They didn't lose that much, but they did lose some key players that are no longer there. So I I feel like this could be an upset, could be on paper here, but I I feel too high on Pat Mahomes in opening games slash like anytime it's like time to just anytime it's time to turn on the Chiefs fans like ability to say, hey, guess what? Patrick Mahomes is playing again. He knows this and wants to show. So I think the Chiefs win this game, but I think the Cardinals make it a way better game than what's being projected.
Well, they don't have
Like,
Hopkins. They don't have Rondale Moore, and they might not have Zach Ertz. That's three
ooh,
weapons for the offense. I'm not even sure about their
yeah,
defense. I haven't been paying too much about paying attention to their defense, but I feel like the same thing applies with the Chiefs with the Packers. They both lost their number one receiver, although the difference is they still have Kelsey. That's the only difference. But I
Yeah.
think an elite quarterback can get it done with whoever's there. He will
Yeah.
elevate their play, and that's what Rodgers can do. The thing with Rodgers is he's very picky about his receivers, and he does take his
Well,
time with them. That's the
he
only issue with Rodgers. But with Mahomes, he
he
already said it. He's like, we're going to spread it around, and we're not going to focus on one person. So one week it might be this guy. One week it might be this guy. The only guy for certain that will get his is Kelsey. Juju might
so
have
I
one game here. Then it's probably going to be the rookie. Then it'll be not Watkins, Scantling. Then it might be Hardman. Or it could be a couple of them, or it could be none. Maybe they run the ball. Um, but yeah, I think Kansas City on the road has more than enough to beat Arizona because they're shorthanded. So yeah, Kansas City all the way. And the Raiders at the Chargers. This is a great game. I want to watch this game, but I'm probably gonna be watching Red Zone, and they probably won't show it here anyway.
yeah, red zone will be the way to see that. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah,
This this is your bet is your bet. It could go either way,
yeah,
and
it really could. Yeah.
I'm picking the Chargers because I have their defense, so I need
Mm.
them to keep
Didn't you just say you
the.
weren't gonna play with your heart?
This isn't playing with my heart. This is me playing with my earn to have fucking way more points than
But that's kind of
these.
playing with your heart in the sense like I want them to do this, so I'm gonna pick them to win. Although
Okay,
that's what I did with Buffalo. I started Buffalo's defense, therefore I picked Buffalo to win. So I mean I don't blame you for that. Sometimes you just gotta double down on that. But
yeah,
I think I have the Raiders selected right now. But this is another one where you can tinker in the morning and then just keep switching it all morning
yeah,
until the game kicks off. Because this is truly like one of the better matchups this week. Um, but I might tinker. I might go with the Chargers just because they're at home, and I also have Herbert and Mike Williams in my money league, so I might do what you do. Like, oh shit, well I want them to do good, so let me pick them. And it might work out. I'm making fun of you for doing it, but I might do it too.
hey,
Um,
you never know. It all depends on how you feel in the morning of mornings.
True. You're gonna, eat your breakfast, get a drink, and then you're gonna be like, you know what? Chargers. And then boom, you make the change, and then you get it wrong, and then you kick yourself for switching. Like, I had it. I had it. But the next one, this is your game. Green Bay at Minnesota. I know who you're picking,
You know
but
who I'm picking? I will say this is another one that'll be closer than what's on paper.
it's always
I think
close.
I think the Vikings do, even though I hate to say it, have a shot at throwing an upset our way because it is in their house. It's a hard place to play. Everybody says it every time because of how loud it is, and the big
Yeah.
window kills. It just the big window just kills birds left and right. It's kind of hard not to be intimidated by a bird killing building. So with that
And
said,
and when we were doing our live stream, I asked you this question about Von Miller. Is how much information do you think he told Buffalo about the Rams, and how much of that do you think affected the game?
hey,
Zadarius Smith is now
Taylor
with
Swift could be
Minnesota,
doing the exact same thing.
and he's probably telling them the exact same thing. But I think Rodgers and LaFleur are smart enough to tweak some things here and there.
Right.
However, you would assume that McVay is too. But the whole situation with Stafford, the injury, he didn't play. No Odell, no Robert Woods. Allen Robinson doesn't know what he's doing out there. Like, it's a different situation. Um, but I mean, how many years have I been telling you, like, Mike Zimmer needs to go? Like, why do they keep bringing him back, like, year after year? And they finally replaced him with a guy from the
Minnesota.
Rams. You know what I mean? So, like, Justin Jefferson could be Cooper Cup except he's younger and way more athletic and way faster.
Good looking.
If he truly goes into that Cooper Cup role in the slot, does Jair, does he move around or does he stay on one side of the field? Like, does he go into the slot sometimes? Who's your slot cover guy? Because that guy is probably gonna get smoked if he doesn't. If your best cover guy isn't on Jefferson in the slot,
Well, no,
it could be tough for you.
we got Donnell Savage back there too. He's fucking beast. We've got what's his name back? The guy who had all the goddamn interceptions. I can't spit his name out right now. Rasul Douglas,
Hmm.
and
But are
he's
they the
pretty good.
slot guy? Are they the slot corner?
What what I'm kind of getting at is I don't think Jair will move around. I think we're going to be kind of going straight forward, just come at us. Like I think our guys are. And we'll see. It's game one, but I feel like the way the talk around the Packers is the defense is could be looking pretty good this year,
Oh
and
yeah, I
I'm
want to add
excited to
them.
watch it.
I just don't have
I do
anyone to
too.
cut.
I know. Me too. I might be cutting some. Who knows? Me and you might be racing for them on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, but then it's gonna be a waiver wire thing, and so yeah, if they put up like a 20 spot, everybody's gonna put in a waiver claim. But yeah, I mean Green Bay, they normally always have a good defense, so um, yeah, this is gonna be a good game. I have been or I have a Green Bay winning, but to me this is another one that I might change my mind. I might go with Minnesota, although that sounds kind of stupid, but I have Green Bay right now. Um, and
Yeah,
yeah, you know the tinkering, man, it kills me. It kills me a lot. But
it does. I understand.
but no,
So what are we
I
down?
think Rodgers is I think he's gonna be fine fantasy wise, and you know he's gonna have a great
Okay.
regular season. Even if he does what he did that first year with LaFleur, which was like very low touchdowns, y'all still won a bunch of games. It's not like it was terrible,
Yeah.
and he was still
Well, the
okay
defense,
fantasy wise. He just didn't put up like 40. That's what everybody expects with Rodgers. But even if his numbers are a little bit lower, and maybe he throws a couple more interceptions, it's not the end of the world. But
right?
that's gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to that one on Red Zone too.
Oh, I'll
Um,
be watching that on Fox. I
yeah,
already
yeah,
saw it.
it's on
It'll be
Fox.
on
I
TV.
checked the guide too. Yeah. And the next one is Tampa Bay at Dallas. What do you think about this one?
Ooh, what could we have here? Well, Dallas almost beat Tampa Bay, I think, last year, and it was such a big deal. And Dallas, look at Dallas, 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 Dallas. Skip Bayless, Dallas,
Skip
Dallas,
Bayless.
Dallas, Dallas, Dallas.
Skip, skip,
How
skip,
about
skip, skip.
how about them? How about them Cowboys? Even though they lost, how about them Cowboys? Um, yeah, I'm going Buccaneers.
Oh, okay.
I'm going Buccaneers. I thought about picking the boys as a nice upset pick, but no, I'm going Bucks. I think Tom Brady's pissed off because Giselle's pissing him off, and he realizes this is it. And I feel sorry for the poor bastards who have to play secondary against him this week because he's probably mad.
The thing is he doesn't have Gronk, so he doesn't have his safety blanket and his butt buddy, and
That's okay.
so
It's still Tom.
essentially he's
It's
replacing Gronk with Julio. And
it's Tom.
Is
It's Tom
Godwin
fucking
playing?
Brady.
I don't know if Godwin's playing. And not to mention that his entire interior offensive line is injured. And that's the way you get to Brady is the push up the middle.
If he
And
played with Jack in New England for so long and did so well, he'll be all right this year.
well,
He'll make
yeah,
whatever.
but we're not talking about this year. We're talking about this game. Like we're not
Uh,
talking about
uh,
week 10. This is week 1.
I can figure it out.
Okay. Well,
I'll
I think I'm going Dallas because yeah,
You're going down.
I think
Oh,
this
we
could be an
disagree.
upset.
Aha, cool,
I think this is an upset. I just think there's too many
cool.
things against Tampa.
And this
And
is fun this is the Sunday night game and the game we will be watching together.
Yeah, we'll be doing the live stream.
All right, I like it.
And yeah, this is gonna be a good one, especially if we keep our picks. You Tampa and me Dallas. This will be very interesting.
Oh, dude, I'm holding solid. If you hold solid, this will be a great episode.
Okay, then
This will be
how about this? You don't change Tampa, and I won't change Dallas. And
that's right.
tomorrow night,
Yep,
we'll
on
see
it.
what happens while we do the live
Yep.
stream. But all right, cool.
I will
I won't tinker
virtually
that one.
shake hands with that.
All right.
Me neither.
And
Set in
then
stone.
Denver at
Last chance.
Seattle. Another revenge game for Russell Wilson.
We need not touch on this, but so long. Seattle's in such a poor state
Yeah.
right now. Geno Smith being your best option is kind of shitty. And who knows? I could wind up eating those words. He could be great for this game. He could be great for this game just as a revenge back to Russ. Hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
We didn't need you anyway. But nah. I think the Broncos stroll up in there and Russ Wilson does what Russ Wilson does. And he probably says, let's ride a bunch. I guarantee it.
Oh
It's his
yeah.
new thing.
Yeah, he loves his little slogans. But yeah, I mean Denver's in that division, the AFC West, where it's like all of those are powerhouses,
Yep.
and
So they got to get win.
they got to
They
get a
got
win.
to get
Yeah, they got to get this easy win. Yeah, exactly. And
so that I actually think they're under way more pressure than Seattle. I think Seattle's going to be loose and have fun regardless
well, yeah,
because
Seattle's
that's
also tanking. Like they're probably tanking for a quarterback. They have 2 first-round picks.
I would.
Let's say they win some games, and then the other pick that they get is middle rounds. Like now they're gonna have to spend both of those first rounders to move up to get a quarterback. Because this class is projected to be a lot better than last year's class. So
Yeah,
if
I hear that.
somehow Seattle somehow wins this game, they're ruining their chances of getting a quarterback. Like Geno's not the future. So yeah, I think this is a tank year. When they didn't go after a quarterback, yeah, this is a tank year all the
I,
way for Seattle.
I hate to say this about any like body player, but I just feel like what was good for Geno in college just isn't good for him in the pros. He was great in college. That's
Yeah.
why he got his opportunity in the pros. And I do root for him because he went to West Virginia. That's fairly close to me, so it's like, hey, you know, want him to do good. Don't have any real reason to root against him, but it's like every time I have to root for him, i.e., having Lockett last year in fantasy, it's like, dude, quit sailing the damn ball.
Are you
What are you
starting
doing?
him?
Who Lockett? Right now, no.
No.
I did switch my lineup around.
Oh, you did.
Yes, I did.
Interesting. We'll talk about that on Sunday.
Yes,
But
we will.
well, this is good, man. I mean, we have a few that are different, and shit, I just hope I can be towards the top because I don't want to be towards the bottom when there's 22 people
Well,
playing.
what I what I have found is you can't, in my personal opinion, on week one especially, you can't go with so many upset crazy. Certain ones are an easy upset to pick, and you pick those. They're never ever defined, but you just have a gut feeling. You're like, oh, this could go this way. I just feel it, and sometimes it does. So we're basically at Christmas morning for football fans right now. It's like
Oh man, yeah,
we're all about to go to bed because we don't want Santa catching us up too late.
yeah, true. It's I don't know if I'll be able to sleep, and then I'll probably fall asleep at like 2 in the morning, and then wake up at like 6 a.m. because I'm so excited. It's like you're right. It's just like Christmas. You go to sleep late,
Well,
you wake up early, and then you open all your presents. And for us, that's like the pregame show, the 12 o'clock
yeah,
game, the 3 o'clock game, the night game
four,
live stream. Oh my god.
four game. It's everything because it's every team playing
Yeah, true. These games, the non-bye week games, are awesome
the best.
because everybody plays and it's a full slate of pick'em, and there's gonna be 16 games. And so, what do you think your record is gonna be at the end of week one? 12-4? Or is that
Oh,
too optimistic?
I would love that. No, I realistically, I think I could go 11-3 or 11-5. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm hoping for 10-6. I just want the double digit. If
Yeah,
I
I,
if
I
I can
want
get 10-6, I'll be happy. If I get any more than that, then like hell yeah. But
I
10 and
want the
6 is
double
what I'm shooting
digit.
for.
The double digit plus one looks real optimistic after one.
Oh
If
yeah.
you get 10, if you get 10 plus the one, you just feel like I earned that one. All right, let's go do this.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But
Well,
that's it. That's our picks. So I guess the next time we see everybody will be during the live stream on Sunday.
yep.
So
Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to let us know. Leave an old like on the old thumb there,
yeah,
and we'll see you guys next time.
yeah. Have a good one.